Like she's done so many times before, Valeesha Duncan pulled into her driveway this morning from work. But then 50 shots were fired toward her. She died within moments.
I was at work, for sure. I was at work. I got a phone call from my parents.
Timothy Richard grew up with Duncan and they have a son together. He was among many family members who rushed to the scene looking for answers.
There got to be something else behind this. She's not like that. She don't get into any altercations. Like I said, she's a very sweet person.
As investigators cataloged the shell casings and interviewed witnesses, Rhonda Thornton spoke for her neighborhood.
I mean, I feel safe living here. I'm never worried about closing my eyes and going to sleep, not once. So, yeah, it was kind of a shock.
In the 29 years she's lived on the same street and in her role as block captain, the last thing she expected was that a young mother would be gunned down, and so violently.
I mean, we mostly have just a few things going on, maybe, unlocked cars getting broke into, something being stolen out of a garage. But other than that, nothing like this.
Investigators say they're uncertain if Duncan was the intended target or if something else happened. They do not believe it's a domestic situation. Richard says her son is still in disbelief.
They had a pretty good relationship. He's very aware. He's a good child.
If you have information, please call the Harris County Sheriff's Department.
Police say they got multiple 911 calls about a family disturbance on Lanark Loop just south of Pflugerville Parkway and east of Grand Avenue. The callers reported a man who lives at the home had a rifle and was breaking down a door. Shortly after officers arrived, one of them shot the man and killed him. Pflugerville police called the Texas Rangers and the Travis County District Attorney's Office Public Integrity Unit to lead the investigation. They say there is body cam video. The officer is now on paid administrative leave, which is routine in cases like these.
I just want everyone to know that Nicholas was such a good person.
Thoughtful, encouraging, and motivational. That's how an Austin family is remembering their 23-year-old brother and son who was stabbed to death in South Austin in July. The family is now offering an $8,000 reward for the arrest of their son's killer. Today, family members gathered outside of Austin Police headquarters, pleading with the public to come forward with any information. Police say they received a report that Nicholas Martinez was stabbed in the parking lot of his apartment July 23rd. He was able to drive himself to a nearby gas station off I-35 South near Mariposa, where several people tried to save him. Despite the help, Martinez died at the scene. His mother, Wendy Martinez, says she doesn't know of anyone who would hurt her son.
That's why we need everyone's help. We need everyone's help to find this person, because this is very hard to not know.
Take a look at your screen right now. This is the knife police believe was used in that stabbing. Anyone who has information about the owner of this knife or anything else about this homicide is asked to call APD Homicide at 512-974-TIPS.
Yeah, it's day 11 of the second special session and still no quorum. But with many school districts beginning the school year today, if they have not already, the focus for lawmakers is the ongoing push and pull between Governor Abbott and school districts and counties with mask mandates.
Please return at the appointed time.
Another day, another order from House Speaker Dade Phelan to return to the floor to try and secure the 100-member minimum needed in the chamber to take action on bills. While the watch for a quorum has dominated headlines so far in this second special session, some attention has now shifted to COVID-19, with cases spiking again and school districts restarting classes. State Representative Stephanie Click is the chair of the House Committee on Public Health and has been a nurse for more than 35 years. And now she's pushing her Democratic colleagues to come back to discuss the COVID-19 special session agenda items.
We've got resources that are needed now that we need to vote on to get those funds flowing to our local communities.
State Rep James Tallarico is one of the Democrats who returned to the floor after being in Washington, D.C. to kill the election bill he and his colleagues say will suppress votes. As a former teacher, however, he says Governor Greg Abbott deserves the brunt of the blame for his executive order banning counties, cities, and school districts from requiring masks.
Before we teach reading, writing, or arithmetic, we've got to make sure that our students are safe and healthy. And so that has to be at the top of our minds.
Despite the Supreme Court of Texas upholding this executive order, some counties and school districts are continuing requiring face masks, which has brought on threats of lawsuits by Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton.
Do you feel that Governor Abbott and Attorney General Paxton should lay off a little bit with these, possible lawsuits of school districts and counties, just given again that, a number of these school children aren't even eligible for the vaccine?
What I think is anybody can wear a mask if they choose to wear one. And I think that that's important. Individual responsibility. If you're a parent and you're concerned, send your kid to school with a mask.
What we need in a moment of crisis is a leader who is going to listen to our local officials, listen to our medical experts, listen to our educators, and empower them to make local decisions for their own community. But instead, we have a governor who is more interested in playing politics than protecting the health of our communities.